Hello friends, welcome to Premier UPSC IAS. So today we are going to discuss about biosphere reserves in India. One should know that this topic is very important for the environment part of the prelims examination of UPSC. So almost three questions are expected every year from this topic, biosphere reserves in India. This topic is a bit volatile and most of the points in this topic are of facts basis, and so you have to by heart. So this video is a concise and a very to the point presentation of the whole topic biosphere reserves. I am going to present only important points which are important pertaining to the prelims examination of the environment subject. Okay, so moving forward, before starting the video, do subscribe to my channel, like the video, and do share before prelims exam. Most of the other students will be also suffering to by heart these topics, so this video will help them a lot. And meanwhile, do a number of time revision of this video also. So let's dive into the topic, biosphere reserves in India. The definition is a biosphere reserve is an area of land and or sea. It could be both, okay, land and or sea, designated by UNESCO as being of outstanding universal value because of its ecological features. So either the land or sea will be designated by UNESCO after observing its ecological features. These reserves are important for the conservation of biological diversity. So all the diverse biological organisms, in order to conserve them, these reserves are important, and for the sustainable use of natural resources. So this is the primary motto for the establishment of any area into a biosphere reserve, and that is the definition of biosphere reserve. Moving forward, list of biosphere reserves in India. Firstly, there are 18 biosphere reserves in India, among which 12 biosphere reserves in India find their place in UNESCO's list of Man and Biosphere Reserves program. So in total 18, out of 18, 12 are in the UNESCO's Man and Biosphere program. We'll see what is Man and Biosphere program in our coming slides. Moving forward, Biosphere Reserve. First of all, what is Biosphere Reserve? UNESCO has introduced the designation of Biosphere Reserve for natural areas to minimize the conflict between development and conservation. Especially there will be conflict, there will be some problem between the development of that area when compared to conservation of the nature present in that area. So therefore UNESCO has designated this special term. Biosphere reserves are nominated by national government. Sometimes these type of questions are asked nowadays in prelims also, not just biosphere reserve, then names and other features, who designates, who has the power. So the polity part of the environmental topics are also nowadays expected. So that's the reason I'm putting this statement here. Biosphere reserves are nominated by national government, which meets a minimal set of criteria under the Man and Biosphere Reserve program of UNESCO. Moving forward, what is Man and Biosphere program? So let's see. It was launched in 1971. UNESCO's Man and Biosphere program is an intergovernmental scientific program that aims to establish a scientific basis for the improvement of relationships between people and environment. Simple is relationship between people and environment. The name itself tells you the whole definition also, Man and Biosphere. So it was launched in 1971. Man and Biosphere program combines natural and social sciences. In humans behavior, humans need, tribal groups needs, their culture, these things are also combined with natural areas and factors of climate, endemic species, etc. So MAB combines natural and social sciences, economics and education to improve the human livelihoods and the equitable sharing of benefits, and to safeguard the natural and managed ecosystems, thus promoting innovative approaches to economic development that are socially and culturally appropriate and environmentally sustainable. So all these factors are being taken into consideration in Man and Biosphere program. Moving forward, what is biosphere conservation? We understood what is reserve. Now how to conserve it, what is conservation? Basically, a scheme called Biosphere Reserve is being implemented by Government of India since 1986, in which financial assistance is given in 10 is to 10 ratio to the northeastern region states, 10 by central government and 10 90 for by central government and 10 by state governments of the northeast region states and 3 Himalayan states, and in the ratio of 60 is 40 to other states for maintenance, improvement and development. So implemented by the reserve is implemented by government of India, but with sharing of few percentage, 90-10 for northeast region and 60-40 for the other states for maintenance, improvement, development. The state government prepares a management action plan. How to manage that conservation will be prepared by state government, which is approved and monitored by Central Man and Biosphere Program Committee. So this is the polity part of this topic. Moving forward, there are 18 biosphere reserves in India. Just names are enough for you. Maybe sometimes a simple question could be asked. So let's go through it. Cold Desert, Himachal Pradesh, Nanda Devi, Uttarakhand, Kangchenjunga in Sikkim, Dehang Debang in Arunachal Pradesh, Manas in Assam, Dibru Saikhowa Assam, No Creek Meghalaya, Panna Madhya Pradesh, Pachmarchi Madhya Pradesh, Achanak Marg Amarkantak Madhya Pradesh, and Chhattisgarh mix. Kutch in Gujarat, the largest area, Simlipal, Odisha, Sundarban, West Bengal, Seshachalam, Andhra Pradesh, Agasthyamala, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, and Kerala. 3. Nilgiri, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, and Gulf of Mannar, Tamil Nadu, Great Nicobar, Andaman and Nicobar Islands. So these are 18 biosphere reserves. You just have to remember the names. We will dive into the most important of all these 18. I can't describe the whole 18, it will take more bigger lecture, but before exam pertaining to prelims I am only selecting few of these biosphere reserves. So this is the biosphere reserves. Okay, I'll show you the slide in the next slide. Moving forward, there are total 12 biosphere reserves of India which have been recognized internationally under Man and Biosphere Reserve program. Okay, out of the 18, 12 are under the program. Nilgiri, which is the first to be included, Gulf of Mannar, Sundarban, Nanda Devi, Nokrek, Panchmarch, Simlipal, Achanakmar, Amarkantak, Great Nicobar, Agasthyamala, Kangchenjunga, Panna from Madhya Pradesh. The latest to be included in biosphere is Panna of Madhya Pradesh. So these 12 names are more important compared to the 18 names. So chances of asking question from these 12 names is more. Moving forward, 12 UNESCO biosphere reserves you can see in the map of India where these biosphere reserves are present and how many they are. We will be dealing these things individually. So moving forward, zoning schemes. So this is very important. This is the static part of the environment, and the question could be asked. Any biosphere reserve is divided into 3 zones basically. One is core area. You can see the central part is called as core area, where you can see it is completely green in color. That is core natural area where natural resources pertaining to the plants and animals and all the different aspects of the land area is preserved there. That is core area. Then you can see buffer area, the outer part of the above core area. Then there is a transition area. There are 3 areas. Okay, so core area basically for research, preservation, conservation. Buffer area basically for tourism, and transition area for human settlements, especially tribal area and other forest department settlements. So we will see detailing also, but these questions sometimes are asked in the exam directly also. Okay, core area, human interference in the core area is restricted, as I have told you that in the diagram also. It is central to the whole area, and the human interference is restricted except for research. Okay, the core area of the biosphere reserves generally consists of national parks and sanctuaries protected under the Wildlife Protection Act of 1972. So inside this core area only there will be national parks and the sanctuaries of that biosphere reserve. Core areas of the biosphere reserves are securely protected protected sites. They are securely protected sites for conserving biological diversity. Monitoring these minimally disturbed ecosystems and undertaking non-destructive research and other low-impact uses such as education. Okay. In addition to its conservation function, the core area of the reserves contributes to a range of economic services, especially for carbon sequestration, supply of clean water, air, soil stabilization. So core, most of the time we will understand what is core area, but core area apart from conservation also has some functions, that is carbon sequestration, supply of clean water, air and soil stabilization. These could also be a part of question. Static, most of the time it can be understood. If we have the concept, we can eliminate the option and do the questions right if even asked, but you have to remember the other functions of the core area also. Moving forward, buffer zone. The term itself says the buffer zone generally surrounds or adjoins the core regions and can be used for activities compatible with sound environmental practices. Few activities are allowed, but those the criteria is it is sound environmental practices such as environmental education, recreation, ecotourism, applied and basic research. Okay, these four can be allowed in buffer zone. See, questions nowadays are coming from the static part also. The buffer zone of the biosphere reserve also has a critical connectivity function in a larger spatial context, as they connect biodiversity components within core areas with those in the transition areas. So it has a critical connectivity function between the core and the transition. In between these two, it plays a major bigger role. Okay, the buffer zones also have intrinsic functions of maintaining anthropogenic, biological and cultural diversity in the biosphere reserve. When it comes to core, it was all about carbon sequestration, supply of clean water and air, soil stabilization and conservation. For the buffer zone, it is environmental education, recreation, ecotourism, applied and basic research, maintaining the anthropogenic, biological and cultural diversity in the biosphere reserve. Moving forward, transition area. The term itself shows you how it is the outermost area of the biosphere reserve. Transition area plays a central function in sustainable development. So transition area is for development. We have seen the definition of biosphere, how development and natural resources, the conflict between these two is managed. So that conflict starts at the transition area. Therefore, the outermost area, biosphere reserve, plays a central function in sustainable development. Transition areas may contain a variety of agricultural activities, settlements, and other uses. Local communities, management agencies, scientists, NGOs, cultural groups, and other stakeholders work together to manage and sustainably develop the area's resources. So these are the functions of transition area. Moving forward, we will see few of the very important biosphere reserves which are which has highest probability of getting the questions in prelims. So I have selected very important few biosphere reserves. If unfortunately, because of any reason, if any question is coming out of the biosphere, these biosphere reserves, then also you can answer the question by eliminating the options. So that is why these biosphere reserves are very important. As you can see in the diagram, these Nanda Devi Biosphere Reserve, it has two national parks, Nanda Devi National Park and Valley of the Flower National Park. Moving forward, Nanda Devi Biosphere Reserve is located in the Himalayan mountains in the northern part of India in Uttarakhand. You try to imprint this image in your brain so that you will remember it more clearly. Okay, and you can also try to associate with the other parks and the sanctuaries present in and around these Nanda Devi itself, along with the demarcation of the states. So we may cover that area later. Now, as of now, Nanda Devi Biosphere Reserve, Uttarakhand. Nanda Devi Biosphere Reserve is a UNESCO recognized biosphere reserve under Man and Biosphere. As we already know, the snow-clad peaks, along with the presence of over 30 glaciers and rare and endangered species of animals and birds, deep and vast valleys, meadows and rivers, makes the Nanda Devi Biosphere Reserve very unique. It was designated by UNESCO in 2004. Nanda Devi Biosphere Reserve is dispersed across three districts of Uttarakhand: Chamoli, Pithoragarh and Bageshwar. The static part could be directly come as a 1 point among the four options in an MCQ. So it is a fact-based question. Sometimes these statements can be asked in true or false also. Okay, correct or incorrect statement. So you have to remember these points. Moving forward, Core areas of the Nanda Devi Biosphere Reserve are Nanda Devi National Park and Valley of the Flowers National Park. Nanda Devi National Park is present in Chamoli, Gaharwal district of Uttarakhand, surrounds the peak of Nanda Devi at an elevation of more than 3,500 meter above the mean sea level. This point also can be a one point statement in the question. Value of Flowers National Park, the same Chamoli district of Uttarakhand, home to the meadows of endemic alpine flowers. So, hence the name Valley of Flowers. That is the reason there is name. And stunning natural beauty. Buffer zone, it has 45 villages. Indo-Mongoloid, Bhotia and Indo-Aryan tribes are present in the buffer zone of Nanda Devi National Biosphere Reserve. Okay, transition area, it has 55 villages. Scheduled tribe, scheduled caste and Brahmins and Rajputs are also residing in transition area. Sometimes, Biosphere Reserve, the characteristics of any Biosphere Reserve along with the any tribes could also be a part of question. So you should remember the names of the tribes here. Moving forward, fauna, see, flora and fauna, you should know the term fauna. It's all about the animal species pertaining to birds and animals, etc. And flora is all about the plant and flowers and species. Okay, several endangered mammal species find refuge in the Nanda Devi Biosphere Reserve, such as snow leopard, which is, it is globally threatened; Himalayan musk deer, which is globally threatened; Asiatic black bear, vulnerable; Himalayan brown bear, vulnerable; Bharal or blue sheep, least concern; Himalayan tar, near threatened. There are two core zones in the Nanda Devi Biosphere Reserve, namely Nanda Devi National Park and Valley of Flower National Park, as we have seen in the image before. Both these national parks are also designed as UNESCO World Heritage Site. So UNESCO Man and Biosphere Program Biosphere Reserve is Nanda Devi Biosphere Reserve, and both the parks of the reserve are also a part of UNESCO World Heritage Site. So that is very important. Moving forward, Panna Biosphere Reserve. There are total 3 biosphere reserves in Madhya Pradesh, which are Panna, Panchmari Biosphere and Achanakmar Amarkantak Biosphere River. 3. The Panna Biosphere Reserve encompasses Panna National Park, 3 sections of the Gangao Wildlife Sanctuary, that is 1, 3 and 4. The remaining 2 and the fifth part are also being discussed. It is present in some other area, we will discuss there. As of now, 3 sections of the Ganga Wildlife Sanctuary, the reserve forest of the North Panna Forest Division. So these 3 encompasses the whole Panna Biosphere Reserve. Fact based question could be asked from here. Panna National Park is also declared as Panna Tiger Reserve. So it is also declared as Panna Tiger Reserve. Okay, so this could fact-based question could come from here also. Moving forward, Panna National Park is also declared as Panna Tiger Reserve. On top of this, the entire area of the Panna National Park and 3 parts of the Ganga Wildlife Sanctuary have also been notified as critical tiger habitat area. So a special point added to that one: the Panna Tiger Reserve, the Panna National Park and 3 parts of the Ganga Wildlife Sanctuary all are comes under critical tiger habitat area. Critical tiger habitat area, CTH, are nowadays a lot of time it is coming under discussion. It is an expected question. Even the definition or any of these from the reserves also could am as a question. Moving forward, Panna Biosphere Reserve, you can see the image how the Panna Biosphere Reserve in Madhya Pradesh is distributed, okay, and how it is associated with the other parts. Mostly we may not get the image question for the prelims, but you have to just get an understanding, okay, and you can see the association of the Ganga Sanctuary also there. Environmental information of the Panna Biosphere Reserve. Environmental parameters are biogeographic zones of central highlands 6, Deccan Peninsula 6, and covering the biotic province. So this is a static part, but sometimes it could be asked as a question. Agroclimatic zone ranges Bundelkhand and Kaimur plateau of the Satpura Hill. Forest types, okay, southern dry deciduous teak forest, northern dry deciduous mixed forest, dry deciduous scrub forest, salai forest, dry bamboo forest and kardhai forest. Sometimes only these forest names will be taken and ask the question which biosphere reserve have these forests. Sometimes direct questions come in this way also. Vegetation: dry deciduous forest, seasonal vegetation, aquatic and marshy are present. Semi-arid and dry subhumid climate is present, and average rainfall is 1100 millimeters. Inhabiting tribes, as I have earlier emphasized, it is very important. Sometimes the tribes questions are directly asked. Question could come like, which biosphere reserve has these type of tribes. That could be simple question. Okay, so Gond, Rajgond, Nandgond and Saurgond, and Khairwas and Yadavas, that is Dauas. These three are the inhabiting tribes of Panna Biosphere Reserve, located in the biogeographic zones of Deccan Peninsula and biotic province of Central Highlands. This land is full of plateaus and gorges. Ken River flows through this terrain. Sometimes question come in this format also, like they try to describe 3 to 4 point of the geographical features and will ask, with what biosphere reserve has these features. So these are facts you have to by heart and revise multiple times. Vindhya's hill runs in northeast to southeast west direction through Panna National Park. Khen Gharial Wildlife Sanctuary lies on the north side of it. Moving forward, flora and the fauna of the Panna Biosphere. So let's see. Okay, Bengal tiger, Panthera tigris, it is endangered. Caracal or Siah Ghosh, Caracal, vulnerable. Jungle cat, Felis, chaos, least concern. Indian paradise flycatcher, Terpsiphone paradisea, least concern. Vegetation, forest, woodlands, wetlands, farms, and wastelands, all found here. Agriculture, horticulture, forestry, and gathering of katha, gum, resins, and medicinal plants from the forest are also seen here. So, any of these fact could be asked in a statement and will be asked where are all these found in which type of biosphere. Okay, flora, Panna Biosphere Reserve is surrounded by natural boundaries, like in the north, it is surrounded by teak forest, in the east, it is surrounded by teak Khardai mixed forest. This is also a fact based question. Try to remember it and revise as many times as you can. The dominating vegetation in reserve is dry deciduous forest and interspersed with grasslands. Fauna. So, in the Vindhya Hill ranges through Panna Biosphere Reserve creates a link between the eastern and the western population of wild animals. The Panna Tiger Reserve of the Panna Biosphere Reserve is one of the most critical habitats in north central highlands for protecting the Bengal tiger. So, among the different options about tiger, this question could also come as a point. Just discussing about tiger. Okay, the other species of cats claim this region as their home. The Siah Ghosh, Felis caracal, and jungle cat Felis chaos. The avifauna in Panna Biosphere Reserve is rich with over 280 species recorded. The Ken River flowing through the reserve is beautiful location to witness the beautiful songster that is in the Indian paradise flycatcher. So these animals, these species with their specific points could also directly come as question. Major animal species are tiger, leopard, hyena, wild dog, sloth bear, white-necked stork, chital, Chausingha, Sambar, the largest of Indian deers, blue bull, and Chinkara. 5 species of vultures are present here. Bar-headed goose. So it has wide range of animals here. So most probably we expect a good question from here. Moving forward, Panchmari Biosphere Reserve. The Panchmari Biosphere Reserve is present in 3 districts of the Madhya Pradesh, that is Hoshangabad, Betul and Chhindwara. The Panchmari Biosphere Reserve was recognized by UNESCO in 2009. It envelops 3 wildlife conservation units: Bori Sanctuary, Satpura National Park and Panchmari Sanctuary. This could be a direct factual based questions from here. So it is a natural junction of the two most important timber species like teak and sal. The Panchmari Biosphere Reserve forest can be broadly classified into 3 major types: moist deciduous, dry deciduous, central Indian subtropical hill forest. 3 types of forest in Panchmari. The Panchmari Biosphere Reserve area is very rich in plant diversity, as the combination of different climate and soil nature at various altitudes give rise to luxuriant vegetation which is amongst the richest in central India. The occurrence of relict population of Sal, Shoria, Robusta in the teak predominant area is a unique ecological phenomena in the Panchmari Biosphere Reserve. See, this is very important point here. This area is the upper limit location wise for the growth of sal as well as the western limit of sal growth, thus making the area very unique. The occurrence of subtropical hill forest at Panchamari Biosphere Reserve also makes this reserved area unique. The occurrence of deep gorges on the Panchamari Plateau has created numerous waterfalls, marshy places, perennial streams, and hills of various elevations. So, this was all about the flora of the Panchamari Biosphere Reserve. Coming to the fauna, Panchmari Biosphere Reserve geomorphology and vegetation give rise to various habitats and ecological niches that support rich wildlife. Most of the Panchmari Biosphere Reserve is covered with dense forest and it becomes an ideal habitat for wild animals. Large mammal species in Panchmari Biosphere Reserve include tiger, leopard, wild boar, gaur, chital deer, muntjac deer, sambar deer, and rhesus macaque. The endemic fauna of the Panchmari Biosphere Reserve includes chinkara, nilgai, Indian wolf, Indian gaur, wild dogs, Indian giant squirrel, and flying squirrel. Submergence of the Tawa Reservoir and the Dendwa River provide ample habitats for fishes, crocodiles, and others. So this was all about the fauna. Any point from this fauna will be asked as a question directly pertaining to where are these found, and we have to select the option. Moving forward, Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve. Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve is one of the most important biosphere reserves among all, especially pertaining to prelims of UPSC exam. Okay, it contains these many different types of national parks also, like Nagarhole National Park, Bandipur National Park, Wayanad Wildlife Sanctuary 1 and 2, Mudumalai Tiger Reserve, Mukhurti National Park, Silent Valley National Park, and other part of Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve. Moving forward, the Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve situated in the parts of Tamil Nadu, Kerala, and Karnataka. Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve was included in the UNESCO World Network of Biosphere Reserves in the year 2000. The Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve have the distinction of being the first biosphere reserve in India. It is located in the Western Ghats, especially three states covering the biosphere reserve, Nilgiri, that is Tamil Nadu, Kerala, and Karnataka. Moving forward, important animals in the Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve are Panthera tigris, tiger, Elephas maximus, elephant, Bos gauras, gaur, Montiacus munchtak, that is barking deer, Macaca selenus, lion tail macaque, Axis axis, cheetal, and